Hi guys, welcome back to part 2, if you could stand to listen to me waffle on a bit more. Okay, so to my second part of my whip, which technically at the moment, or has been for the last 3 weeks or so, the only whip that I've worked on recently because of my excitement over working on 28 count Brittany. This pattern I got from the States, it's German, so I'm going to completely butcher the German language now. I do apologise. It's via Henberg online, and it's called Dragons. I got it from 123 Stitch. I've not seen the pattern here before, but I see it on there. Now it's a very big pattern considering that I've not worked on 28 count before. But there was method in my madness, because what I decided to do was, because I've never worked on 28 count before, I thought it would be a good idea to not do anything too complicated. So I do like samplers, I like the Quaker style samplers and those sort of things. So I thought, well, what would make more sense is if I did something like a sampler where you get a block of colour. So this is the pattern that I've chosen. Sorry, I'm not. That's the pattern that I've chosen. Now, on the pattern, there's blocks of colour, and it's just one colour, because I thought I don't want to be in a position where I start something that I don't know about, that I'm not used to the counting on, and these sort of things, and then end up with lots of confetti stitching conveniently in that place, because that's just going to really throw me off. So this is where this has been ideal, because each sort of little section here is just one colour, if that makes sense. However, it is quite a big project, so maybe didn't completely think that through. Could have picked a smaller one. Same with it. But yeah, like I said, it's been a complete joy to stitch, and this is my progress so far. Makes it easier. This is probably going to be quite difficult for me. Let me think. Okay, so if I do that and go up, hopefully you can see the pattern. I've absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it, loved it, loved it. And the muted colours, that's what drew me to it in the first place, because it's got lots of purples and greens and things like that, and that's very my sort of colour scheme for my house. So when it's done, I'll have it framed, and yeah, so hang it up on the wall. But yeah, probably a bit easier now. Love it. So, and that's my first attempt at 28 count. Maybe not go for such a huge project on a large project, although there is big gaps in between, so it's not like completely filled in with stitches. But yeah, if I can do it, then there are a lot of people that can do it that maybe hasn't tried it. So that's technically my second whip that I'm working on, although it's really been the only one that I've been working on, like I said. Now, to my stash, like I said before, I don't have an awful lot of stash. If anything, I've got patterns, and I try and keep them kitted up, ready to go, but for obvious reasons I don't want to have loads of kits ready to go. So what I'll do is I'll show you some of the charts that I've got, and then I suppose the best thing to do is, as time progresses on, then as I get bits in, sort of do little regular updates. I think that's probably the best way to deal with it. So the first chart that I've got, I've actually got to take it out of the bag because you'll see the pattern, was a Told in a Garden chart. As you can see, it's another sampler. My house suits samplers. It's an older style house, so it is better really in decor sense to do more samplers, unless I'm giving them away, and then I can do whatever I want really. But yeah, this is Told in a Garden. So it's just like a little sampler, but I really like the words on it, and it says, I count the stitches line by line and watch the thread record the time. My eyes were strong, my hands was true, and filled with love made this for you. Perfect present. In fact, I know someone who would love it. So yeah, I thought I'm going to get that. So doesn't need an awful lot of threads either, so it wasn't too bad. I haven't put them on bobbins yet, but yeah, not too bad to kit up. Only DMC, no beads, so I may add some. Then the next, I'll try and get through these. I've got quite a few lavender and lace kits. Now, to be honest, I will do them because I do like them. I'm probably not going to be doing them this side of Christmas because one, I've got to finish The Bride, and two, in January we're going to be starting the Mirabilia sale. And to me, Mirabilia and lavender and lace are very similar in content. So the fact that I'm not wouldn't normally have more than one whip, and even though I've broken that rule, would possibly have more than one whip. I don't really, it's just a personal thing for me, but I wouldn't want another whip that's like that two of the same similar thing. So to be honest, I can't see me starting these anytime soon, possibly not even next year. But they are in my stash, and I will keep them because I like their designs. So I managed to get 3 of the seasons that they do, the season angels. So I've got Angel of Autumn, Angel of Spring, and Angel of Summer. Now it's quite difficult because I haven't taken them all out of their packaging to try not show you, but it's only a little bit of the chart, so I'm hoping I'll be forgiven. But yeah, so that's the Angel of Summer. So that's the Angel of Spring. They're very similar, but obviously the colours are slightly different. The Autumn is quite obvious. But yes, I like those. I really like this one. This would probably be the next one that I'd start. And that's the Angel of Hope. I really like her colours. I really like the blue sash. Although, to be honest, I thought, wouldn't it be nice if you could add some pink in there for like the cancer charities and things. I'll have a look at it. There may be. I may find a way of adding pink. But yeah, so they're my lavender and lace, which I do tend to have more of. I found this on eBay as well. I do tend to scour eBay for the patterns. Not necessarily new patterns, or patterns that I can still get, but patterns that you don't see very often, or possibly from the States. It makes it easier to find these things. So, but I liked this. It's a Janlin. Surprise, surprise. It's another sampler. But what I really liked about it was how bright the colours were on the background. Now they recommend a navy blue 14 count Aida navy blue background, but equally I'm thinking that if I was going to do it, I may do it on black. Also, you've got a lot of sort of stitches on there where, I don't know if you can see, but where like the stems of the flowers and also the border, I thought that might be quite nice if I could add some blending filament of Kreinik maybe to that. But yeah, I really liked it. It's by Janlin, it's the Medallion Sampler, and it's leaflet 97802. That's helpful. I thought that was really nice, so I purchased that, and a bit different as well. I also got, which is when I'm ready, the different stitches, or the speciality stitches this would fulfill that need for. It's a Patricia Ann design, and it's called Winter Holly. I don't know if you can see that, sorry, but it has got speciality stitches in it, so that would be interesting when I'm ready to start that. I also got another one, Patricia Ann Designs Summer Strawberries, which I think is really cute, and actually if I was to turn that into a cushion, I've got some beautiful fabric. Well, I say beautiful, I mean it's cotton, but I've got it in, and it's got loads of strawberries all over it, a bit sort of retro style. I've got the red, I picked them all up at the same time, and it just so happened that there was some remnants at my remnant shop. There was some remnants left, and there was all sort of, I looked at them and I loved all the colours together, and that sort of change up of patterns like stripes and polka dot, and then like these little strawberries all over this fabric. So I thought, and then when I see this cross stitch pattern, I thought, oh, that would look really nice as a cushion. But yeah, so that's my plan. Okay, for the mirror sale, I've finally chosen a pattern. I'm going to go with, I'm assuming you pronounce it Adia. I'm not sure. Sorry about the glare, I'm trying to... Is that better? Adia, the Garden Fairy. Yeah. I don't know, I know you probably think that in the UK we bang on about this a lot. Or some of us do. Obviously I'm from the UK, and I know like Miss Milky Barkides and the rest of it. But there is quite I don't know if people from the States, don't know what the situation is in Canada as such, or Australia. The price difference is quite extreme. Like, for example, for DMC floss, one skein, in the States, say roughly we say, it's about 44 cents. Over here, that's about 25p. But we can't buy them for that over here. Over here, roughly, we're doing well if we can pick up DMC one skein for around 69-70p, which actually works out over $1 a skein over here. So that's why sometimes when we talk about kitting up stuff, we look like we're going to cry, because it is really, some of the stuff is very expensive, more than double. It's like doubled over here to in the States. So yeah, like I said, I thought to myself, with Christmas coming, or the holidays, with Christmas coming and the rest of it, I'd better start thinking about what I'm actually going to be doing, because I'm going to be picking the bits of the chart up bit by bit. So enough said about that. Crying into my cross stitching, but never mind. There is quite a lot of beads on it, which I was quite surprised at, because sometimes quite nicely, a bit like the lavender and lace. The picture on the front with these Mirabilias, and the lavender and lace, they never actually truly show you how beautiful the designs are, which is great because as you're stitching them up they just get better. But as far as the fabric, this recommends 32 count Belfast dirty linen. I might do a this Mirabilia on some hand dyed fabric. I'm looking into it. I'm playing around with some of I'm looking into we are lucky in that sense. Crafty Kitten, Jodery Designs and Pole Stitches. I've looked on their sites and there's quite a few fabrics that I quite like, and to be honest, I think the Mirabilias and lavender and laces, and there's a lot of other charts, do well on those hand dyed. It just gives it that extra oomph and special, and I totally understand that. For my samplers style, obviously unless it was particularly vintage or quite old look that I wanted, I would probably stick with either raw or sort of the creams, or possibly like what they call the dirty linen styles, because that just suits the samplers better. But yeah, so really all I need to do is pick a fabric, hand dyed fabric colour, for the back of this. But it's difficult, isn't it, because they're all so lovely, as we all know, because when you put all your lovely fabrics that you've bought, it's like I like all of them. Where do you start? But yeah, I'm probably going to go for, because of the colour of her dress, on a serious note, she's yellowy and she's got blue wings, so obviously you don't want to pick a fabric where she's going to get a bit lost in it. So I'm probably going to go, and being that she's a fairy, I'm probably going to go for greeny browns or like a moss green mottled look for her, ready to start in January. So I'm really looking forward to that. I believe, stitchers, that I'm actually done. That is my stitching story, really, so far. I have got some other stuff on the way, but yeah, thanks ever so much for sticking with me and bearing with me. It's been an absolute pleasure and joy to watch all your videos, and to read your comments, and it's so nice. So happy stitching, and I hope to do an update in about a month's time where I'll actually be a married woman and won't be running around like a nutter trying to squeeze everything in, and it'll all be done and I can breathe like that. Okay, stitchers, happy stitching. Night night.